And my mama came home from a camp meeting in Los Angeles, California at Pastor Fred Price, Dr. Fred Price Church in the 80s. I remember she bringing home a cassette tape with this dude with a boom box on the front. It was a little cartoon with a guy with a boom box and a Bible in the other hand. And the name of the song was Bible Rape. And that was how I learned the books of the Bible. Sometime later, within a year, he actually came to our church for maybe summer revival or something like that. I remember sitting on the front row watching this guy, and I had listened to the tape so often that I was able to go through the books of the Bible with him from Genesis to Revelation. The word's going to say this nation if we learn the word from Genesis to Revelation. I definitely sometime after that decided it was something I wanted to do. To recognize I loved hip hop, but I think I recognized early on I love being in front of people and being on stage. That was the biggest deal. And so I thought Stephen Wiley could do that. Like, yo, I can do that. Like, that's what's up. And the cool thing was, even that early on, my church embraced that. So because they embraced that, a lot of churches in the South, especially in the Bible Belt, wasn't embracing that. They were where they were not embracing that. So because it was fostered in me, it allowed me, like my church early on as a kid, 11, 12, they were giving me opportunities to do that. They were giving me opportunities in front of the church to do it, like to stand up in front of the church and rap, stand up in front of the church and share what I had wrote. You know what I'm saying? And so that was how I got my opportunity. That was how I built into that space. And they kept giving me opportunities to do it. Breath of Life Christian Center, Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, our church, because of the relationship we had with him back in the day, we used to have summer crusades is what they were called. And in our youth ministry, they were called Blaze. It had different names, but Blaze in the summer will be youth ministry stuff. And so we honored him because of the many times he had come early on in those years. So they asked me to come and put together a show, a tribute concert, to him, and so it was dope to do stuff like, you know what I'm saying, Bible Break and, Where Do I Go When I Die, and then Heroes and, um, so those sort of songs that I remember, you know what I'm saying, hearing and growing up on. I mean, in hindsight, I mean, Stephen Wiley was not the dopest lyricist, like at all. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't rap junk and I don't rap mess. I'm rapping for the king. His name is Jesus. Some people think that Christians shouldn't get into rap. So tell me, what am I doing? Am I taking a nap? What? You know what I'm saying? I want to make one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I get that part, but it was still beneficial and refreshing for a young demographics of young black, Christian young men and women trying to embrace the culture with the gospel, but to contextualize it in a way that they could understand. That gave us hope to say we could do that in a creative way. You know what I'm saying? We built on what Stephen Wiley built on. The problem is it was just years behind. Like Stephen Wiley sounded like the Furious Five. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust me because I'm close. You know what I'm saying? But the Furious Five was doing that in, you know what I'm saying, in the early 80s. You know what I'm saying? You on this in the late 80s. You feel me? So for the most part, it's just taken us a while to catch up because we have been years behind, you know what I'm saying? But I've watched guys be able to contextualize the gospel through hip hop, through music in general, and has been able to make an impact.